Intention is important. There's great power in intention. When you have intention, it seems like it undergirds your thoughts. It undergirds your feelings, because, man, it just drives you forward. A Korean war buddy of mine told me about how the power of intention helped him to escape from behind enemy lines. He was a sniper, and he had a high valuable target that he had to take out, and he got his target, and he had a spotter. The spotter got overrun, and their position got overrun, and they got captured. And then, of course, some other guys that were supporting them, they also got captured. So we had a squad of Marines that got captured and were taken behind enemy lines in North Korea. Well, so they were in a building that was like a makeshift prison camp, but they had guards, they had a communication center, they had everything set up like a camp. He said they would come in the door and they would bring their food in them, and the guard, and then they would go out and they would interrogate them and beat them. And he said he watched several buddies that had minor wounds that were beaten to death. That they would have survived, with minor wounds, and his stomach was beaten black. It went beyond blue. It was bleeding black. It had beat him so much. He said when they began to practice to escape, and they began to do it with intention, they were going to escape. So they began practicing, they began preparing, they began watching, they were vigilant. And one day they got a break because the lady that brought their food, she snuck a knife in underneath the tray. And now they had a weapon, and so this Marine, he started practicing with the knife how he was going to overtake the guard. And so he started practicing, and he got it ready, and got faster and faster. And he woke up one morning and said, "All right, I'm ready." He told him, "All right, today's the day. We're going to do this." So he got the knife. The guard came through the door. He said, "Man, I was fast." He said, "But he was faster." He says, "I pushed that knife up, and I was going to get him right in the side." And he says, and he blocked me, and I went up, and it went right in the middle of his neck. And he said, and I just pulled it forward, and I cut his head right off. He said, it was so disgusting. I fell down inside of him and just threw up. Very disgusting. So at any rate, how would you like to edit that loop? That's a big loop to edit, this Marine, thank God, lived a wonderful, long life, and because he knew and he chose to edit that loop out of his life. Okay, so now he's in the prison camp, killed the guard, they overcome the guard, a Navajo Marine there that was there, and he says, all right, he says, you got that one, give me the knife. He says, I'm gonna get the other one. And the other one was about 20 feet away and on the communication center. He says, you're not gonna run down there. He says, he's gonna hear you. He says, I ain't running anywhere, give me the knife. And he said, and he took the tip of the knife and he threw the knife, and it got the guy right in the back of the neck, and they took out communications and they got the keys to the weapons, and then they killed everybody in the camp. And they're still 2 weeks behind enemy lines. The next morning, some of the natives came in and they asked questions, and they agreed to get them out. And for the next 2 weeks, they zigzagged and they hid in the woods and ravines and stuff, and they eventually made it out because they had no intention of going any further into enemy territory. They had the intention to come home. This Marine did come home, and then he came all the way home. In some ways, he's still coming home. But the loop doesn't play like a big movie anymore. It's just a few snapshots. Over close to 60 years after Korea. And there's still a few snapshots, but the loop can be edited, and you have to edit it with intention. You find tools that you use to edit your loop. If you got to call them ghosts, if you got to call them imaginations, and you just take them out, find a tool that works for you to edit the loop. Forgiveness is great. Releasing yourself from all judgment. EFT is powerful. It's a very powerful tool to edit the loop. I'm Chaplain Joe. I need you to prepare to come home.